I'm Saturday hauling for you guys today, and I'm going to go ahead and start off with a couple of repurchases. And this first one is a product that you guys have heard me talk about for quite a few years. If you watch my empties video, you guys usually see a bottle or two of this in there. And this is the Eminence Strawberry Rhubarb Dermafoliant with lactic acid. And it's a powder style exfoliant that you can use by itself, but typically I like to use a real gentle cleanser, and I use it every single morning mixed in with a gentle cleanser for a nice exfoliation, because I do use a retin-A at nighttime, so I always kind of have a little bit of skin that can come off my face. But just to show you guys what it looks like, it's a 4.2 ounce kind of tin bottle, and then it's got a shaker that you twist the top and then pour some out. But I just absolutely love this for a gentle morning exfoliation, and I've been using it for years. So I got another one because I am out of it. And these products are made in this one is made in Canada, but it's formulated in Hungary, and I believe they started out as a Hungarian based like natural skincare range. So that's the Eminence Organic Skincare Strawberry Rhubarb Dermafoliant, and I just love this stuff. It really works great as well mixed with the mangosteen cleanser from Eminence. That's a lovely combination, especially for the morning, because of the smell of the mangosteen. It just kind of is real fresh, but that's a really good product too. And then I got a coupon from Sally's. I think it was like $20 off of a $50 purchase. It was a good one. So I got 4 of the argan oil treatments. This is the 3.4 fluid ounce bottle, so that's kind of why I got 4 of them. I typically buy 2 of the larger ones, but I am almost out of this product as well, and it's just my favorite hair oil. I like to use a like leave-in conditioner spray, and then I like to coat kind of mostly mid and down with this oil, and it really does a good job of containing like frizz for my fine kind of thick naturally wavy hair. So another product I've been using for a really long time. And then I saw that they had from the same line, it's the One and Only Argan Oil brand from Sally's. They had this argan oil spray treatment. It says original formula. This is a 6 fluid ounce bottle, and these products here, this one is made in the USA, and I believe so is the argan oil. Yeah, the argan oil is also made in the USA. But the AG Hair Care Leave-In Treatment Spray that I have been using for quite a while, I cannot find it on the Ulta website because I'm also running out of that, so I was going to repurchase it and I can't find it. And so I have not used this spray yet. The AG one was more of like a water style formulation, like it was lighter, and it was really nice to comb my hair out. So I don't know if this is going to be a little bit more of an oily version, just based off of looking at it kind of through the top there. It looks quite watery, so hopefully it'll be okay. But that was my favorite one, the AG, and I'd used it for some time. I also loved the one from Sally's. It was not Miracle 7, it's like Miracle 10 or something, in a blue bottle. They discontinued that, and I absolutely love that. So anyway, I wanted to try this leave-in spray, because if they discontinued that one from AG, I'm going to be on the hunt for a new favorite. So I got these One and Only Argan Oil products from Sally's. And then I placed an order on the Camera Ready Cosmetics website for a couple different items. I saw this little duo pack of kind of clear dropper bottles, and I like to use the e.l.f. Soap Brow. Mine's kind of dirty because I like to dip it in the e.l.f. brow powder as well to get a little bit of color. That's actually what's in my brows right now. And I had this itty bitty dropper bottle like this for water, but I was running out of it pretty quickly, and it's got that like pipette on there, and these bottles just looked a little bit more convenient. So I got these, and it comes in a duo pack. So there's this blue one here, and then the one I've been using, it's got like a pink on it, and it just like distributes 1 drop of water is enough to do both brows, where I think the pipette almost had a little bit too much water per drop, if that makes sense. But it's just a really cute little bottle that'll also work great for mixing in with like cake liners, just for a drop of water and stuff. So just a nice little duo pack there, and it comes with a cover that you can just screw on the top as well. So I got those little guys from Suva Beauty, which they also make some really nice cake liners. And then I also got 2 more mixing mediums on my trek to find the best mixing medium for cake liners to kind of make them waterproof. Both of these are water resistant, and I've tried them out and ran them underwater, and I've also used them on my eyes, and I love the fluidity of both of these products. One is a little bit more water resistant than the other, and neither of them is waterproof. So I got the Kyrolan mixing medium, and it comes in a bottle like this. This is pretty large. It's a 50 milliliter 1.7 fluid ounce bottle, and this has a nice little dropper top as well on it. And then I also got the Cinema Secrets eyeliner sealer, and this is a 0.5 fluid ounce bottle right here. And the Cinema Secrets one is a little bit more resistant to water than the Kyrolan one. So I mixed some pretty good swatches on the back of my hands, and then I just went and ran my hand under water, and the Kyrolan one started to fade quicker than the Cinema Secrets. Now both of these are not waterproof again, and not all mixing mediums will mix with a cake liner. So for example, Duraline, if you try to put a drop in a cake liner and mix it, it just won't mix with the product. It almost creates a film over the top. So I was worried about these ones doing that, but these ones actually mix into cake liner well, much like the Makeup by Mario mixing medium, which I really like to use with cake liners does. So I'm happy that I got them, because again, they can mix directly in with the cake liner. Not waterproof, water resistant, so they are better using these as opposed to just using water. So I got them. That's the Kyrolan mixing medium and the eyeliner sealer right there. And then just an update on the AOA eye proof or waterproof eye makeup seal product. It's this guy right here. So this one does not mix directly in with a cake liner. It's one that will create a film over the top. So I had seen somebody tag me on Instagram, and then I also seen another video somewhere where they take either loose powder eyeshadow or like scrape some eyeshadow from a pressed pan into a little deal and mix it together, and then it creates a kind of fluid waterproof liner. And I haven't like dove my face into the water with this guy to really test it out, but I did use it like that. So I took a really deep, I think it was like an indigo blue shadow, and I scraped some of that powder off into a little dish, and then I put a drop of this in there and mixed it together, and it really mixed up nicely. So it had a nice fluid feel to it. I think I was a little short on the amount of powder that I put in there, because it was a little bit more sheer, so I think I need to add more powder to it, but it does make it pretty long wearing. So I am happy that I got this, because it works nicely to mix in like that, or either you can go over with a liner brush over your already existing liner to kind of seal it in. But my hopes was to mix it directly in with cake liner to avoid those extra steps. But I still like it. So just a little update for you right there. And then I also got some more eyeliners. These are new from Kimchi, and I have never tried anything from this brand. I've seen it around for a while, but they came out with the effin' liner. And there's two shades. There is 01, maybe there's more, because I got the brown, which is 03. Maybe there's like a white shade, I think there is, but there's the black in 01 and then the brown in 03. And these guys right here are made in China, and there's a total of 0.26 fluid ounces of product in there. So this is the box packaging for them right here, and they weren't very expensive. I think they're in the $10 range if I'm not mistaken. And this style of liner is one of my favorites, the kind that have an ink well with a brush tip applicator. So this is what the packaging looks like. They're both purple, and they say Kimchi, and then one's got a black sticker on the bottom, and then one has a brown sticker. So the brush on this here, I like to always just shake up my liners when they're in this style packaging. The brush on this one isn't that fine. It's a little bit thicker, and it doesn't come to a super fine point. I'm able to work with it just fine. And what I really like about the thicker brush, because of the way that I do my liner, is I really don't have to dip into the little well that much, because the thicker brush puts out more product. So it's just a really kind of quick liner for me. It's very inky and very black. I'll let them both kind of dry down and show you guys the finish. They're not a matte finish. They have a bit of a glossiness to them, and they remind me most of the it's a L'Oreal liner, and it kind of, or a CoverGirl in the little inkwell that has been around for a really long time, where if you try to like let it set and then roll it off, it'll kind of bunch up almost like a nylon-y kind of formulation, if you will. And then it did kind of stick when I first put it on, like with my hood, when they touch like this, it kind of stuck, but it didn't peel it off. Both the CoverGirl and also the L'Oreal ones that are similar to this kind of maybe it's latexy or something formulation, they would, like when I'd go, my eye hood would come down, the top liner would touch the lower liner and it'd stick and it'd peel it off. This one doesn't do that, so that's good. And it's pretty water resistant, I would say. It does a good job out in the heat and stuff when I'm outside. So this one here is the brown one, and I love that this is a really rich dark brown shade. So it's got the brown, but it's super definitive, just like black, with just a, you know, a dash of a brown in there. So I love the tones of both of those. So there are the two liners dried down. So you can definitely see that they're not a matte. They have a slight bit of glossiness to them, but no shimmer or like sparkles or anything like that in there. But they're not like a flat matte liner. And then too, I've also got on the 01, the black liner on my eyes today for my winged liner, so you can kind of see it on right there. But I've been enjoying these. I wouldn't mind, for real, if they came out with some more shades in like a deep rich navy and a deep rich kind of eggplant purple or something like that, because I've been enjoying these. So those are from Kimchi, and they are the Effin Liner liquid liners right there. Cute packaging too. I should tell you, did I tell you guys how much product is in here? 0.26 fluid ounces of product. And next I picked up a couple new products from Lethal Cosmetics, and I hadn't really heard a lot about this launch, and it could be because I'm busy and just like not paying attention or getting on social media as much, but they came out with some new single multi-chrome shadows and then also a new eyeshadow palette. So I picked up 2 of their multi-chrome singles, and they come in these sleeves right here. And Lethal Cosmetics is a brand that is based out of Germany, and they're made in Germany as well. So this is the sleeves that they came in. And I got, again, 2 of the shades, and they're both really, really beautiful colors. So this first one is the shade Singularity, and these are 0.06 ounces per shade. It's kind of like a green, purple, silver shade. Just really, really beautiful. So that's the shade Singularity. And then the second shade that I got is the shade Parsec. And this is also just absolutely stunning. It's a pinky golden, like little hint of green shift in there as well. Like when it shifts in the light, it has a green, gold, pink to it. Just both really stunning shades. So that one is Parsec and that one is Singularity. And those, again, are both from Lethal Cosmetics. And then I also got this pressed powder palette, and again, I hadn't heard like anything up until it was like on the Camera Ready Cosmetics website. It was like on their main page, and then I was like, oh, I didn't even know these guys were coming out with a new palette. So this guy's got 12 grams or 0.42 ounces of product, so each shadow is a gram of product. And again, it's the 1UP palette, and this is the box packaging, made in Germany as well. And then it's like an old school arcade game where like you shift it in this kind of, it's one of these deals where it switches, and then I kind of wish that since this packaging is kind of up and down, the layout would have also been up and down, but the layout is sideways. So here are the 12 shades that are in here, and there's some really beautiful colors in here as well. You kind of got, it's almost like a keyboard kind of looking situation there, and then there's a mirror too. And then the 6 top ones are mattes, but they're not like flat mattes, so they're almost like a matte satin. And then the bottom ones are really beautiful kind of shimmer shades. And when I used this, I did find myself wanting to bring in some more kind of grounding shades because everything's pretty bright and stuff in here. And then these next ones. And then these last 4. The first time that I used this palette, I did use it as a standalone, but it was pretty bright, so I kind of like to bring in like a matte brow bone or something like that, just to kind of ground the brighter colors. You keep looking at those, don't you? Those are so pretty. But there are the swatches right there of the Lethal Cosmetics and 1UP palette. And let me check to see if these are magnetized. They are. Most of their stuff is. So the little pans here are magnetized inside the palette. And they are a smaller pan size compared to the singles. And then also there was a palette that they did, the Berlin palette, I think. It's about that size, the same size as what was in the Berlin palette is in this guy right here. So that is from Lethal Cosmetics, and it's the 1UP palette. And then next up, I got one item from the Isamaya Cosmetics brand, which is a new brand, and I don't know a whole lot about her other than I think she's a really beautiful makeup artist who maybe recently started a YouTube channel. I kind of investigated the Instagram and stuff like that, and she has some really talented, unique makeup looks on there that are just stunning, and she's stunning as well. So I got this Industrial Color Pigments eyeshadow palette. I was tempted by the brow products too, but I thought I'd just kind of dip my toes in and get the palette because it looked really, really pretty. And I actually ordered it off of the Selfridges website. So this guy here is made in Italy. It's a vegan formula. There's a total of 0.61 ounces of product across 14 shades, so that's just over 0.04 ounces per shade. This really gave me like Byredo vibes when I first saw it, and I thought it was going to be a much larger palette than it is, but it's actually quite compact even with kind of the large like motif on the packaging. So let me compare the size to one of the Byredo palettes so you can kind of get an idea. The Byredo palettes are also made in Italy. So here it is next to one of the Byredo palettes. Just in the pictures it looked like they were kind of the same style, but they're not. The Isamaya palette eyeshadows are in an actual pan, and the Byredo shadows are pressed in the actual palette. There isn't a pan surrounding them. So let's get into this guy right here. So that is the motif that you got on there. I'm sure there's a better word for what you call that, but it sticks out on the packaging there. And then you do have names for the shadows, which are on the back. And this is actually the eyeshadow palette that I've got on my eyes today. So you see a lot of kind of shine and shimmer to my eye look. And this guy here's got quite a few different finishes to it. So I thought that there were going to be like 2 matte eyeshadows in it, which were these deeper 2. But this, the black shade, they're both like a cream. They're not creamy, but they're squishy, and they do not pick up on a brush very well because of that. So I use a flatter Chikuhodo brush to kind of put pigment in the crease, and I just had to kind of keep going into it to pick it up because of that formulation. So those 2 right there are really this kind of putty style. So I've got this navy blue that has a bit of sparkles in it, and then this black right here doesn't have any sparkles in it, but I've got this guy in the crease. And so you can kind of see they're squishy. So they probably work good on a more stiff kind of liner brush or something like that. And it says on the packaging to use with your fingers or a brush. And then there are 2 shades in here that are almost like the topper shades that you find in a Tom Ford cream shadow duo. Those ones where you flip the top open are also Samantha Ravindell's brand, Auric Beauty has those as well. They have that similar formulation. So those 2 shades are these ones are right here, and I have got this shade right here on the inner portion of the lid. So I can really kind of take a flat stiff shader and pick up quite a bit of product directly over primer and get those to be more intense. So that really pretty sheen that you see is that guy. Now that shade right there, it kind of started to ball up on me, and when I was picking up the product there were pieces of it. It wasn't coming off super great, and that's probably has something to do with the formulation of that shadow, but also me kind of dipping it in there. But you can see the product kind of has little round balls in it already, the kind of part that I didn't pick up on a brush. So I just wanted to make note of that, but they are really pretty glossy shades, and I can see in the green shade as well that it kind of has a little bit of that too. So just something to make note of. And then there are these super high shine foily shades, And then this shade here is kind of that same formulation like these ones, except for there's just a little bit more oomph to it, but it's got that same style of topper shadow to it, and it's not a white. It has a strong duochrome of a purple blue shift to it, which makes it really interesting when you're like layering it and pairing it with other shadows. So even though those cream shades are in there, because of all these different finishes and these shades, and then I even looked at her Instagram, and I really do like the way that the look came out on my eyes today. They're just interesting. The looks come out very interesting because of that. And when you have a slew of eyeshadow palettes on the market that are kind of your, you know, super foily and mattes and stuff like that without all these different textures, getting one like this is fun. Like, it's interesting, it's fun to play with and stuff like that, and that's kind of how I feel about this. So hopefully you can see in the swatches whether or not it's something that you would like to pick up. I believe it's available on her website now as well. It's not a cheap palette. So, and I got mine off of Selfridges. So let's go ahead and give you guys some swatches. So again, here's one of those putty kind of shadows. So like me trying to swatch it with my finger, it's moving around in there. So So there are the first four. And then these next guys. Yeah, there's just a ton of different formulations in this palette. And then these next ones. This is that other kind of putty shade. So you can see the glossiness of that kind of topper there. And just, was it yesterday, I looked at the, you're going to really have a hard time seeing that shade. I looked at the Isamaya page, and it looked like she had just this kind of, it's really hard to see there, that glossy shade on the lid with some detailing underneath. It looks so pretty. But from what I can tell on Instagram, she's got some serious talent, man. I just kind of zoomed in there for you guys real quick so you could really kind of see a close-up of this. And the palette as well. It's a unique color combination too. There are quite a few greeny tone shades in there, but then they spice it up with like this purple duochrome, and it's just a really interesting palette. And then this packaging is pretty cool as well. Probably won't be the best to try to store, but it's still cool. So that is the Isamaya Industrial Color Pigments Eyeshadow Palette. And that's everything that I got in that I purchased this week. And then I got in one PR package from one of my favorite indie brands, and that is Nomad Cosmetics. I absolutely adore their eyeshadow palettes and their highlighters, and they got some really pretty blush, like sheeny blush products and stuff. And I started out purchasing their palettes and I loved them so much, and then when they reached out to me to send me PR, I was just like, yes please, because I went back and I purchased all of the palettes that I didn't have. So anyway, they came out with a new collection, and I have to show you guys how cute it came. It comes in this like paper here, and then inside of this particular package there were real dried lavenders, like lavender flowers right there that were inside of here, which I thought was just a really cute touch for what this collection is based around. So just some really pretty lavenders that were in there. I thought that was nice. Inside is a pretty postcard with kind of some detailed information on there, and it says new Nomad X Fête de Provence collection, which made in Provence, I believe. So it's kind of got a lavender based theming to it, and wait till you see the pretty unique color story in this palette. So here is the box packaging that the palette comes in. It's a 15 shade eyeshadow palette. Each shade is 0.05 ounces per shade, which is a pretty decent amount of product. And then it says designed on location, sipping rosé in Provence, France, manufactured at Nomad Labs in China. So again, that's the box packaging. Here is the palette. It's got the same image that's on the box packaging. It is a cardboard with a magnetic closure, and then there's a mirror in there as well. And then here are your 15 shadows, which it's just a really, in my opinion, a unique color combination. You've got like these lavender, smoky, bluish purple shades over here. You've got some lavender purples, these bright pops of yellow, and then these pinky reds that are over here. I've loved every look that I've created out of this palette. I've used this center shade right here quite a bit. It's a really pretty like duochrome yellow shade with a ton of sparkle to it. They're kind of shades like this, they suspend super like shiny sparkles really well in their formulation. They're kind of like a glazy, shiny, wet look to them. They're just really stunning. And I use this standalone as well. This pink shade I can get away with on the lid, and then I can use this matte yellow underneath the brow, or this sparkly shade. But let me go ahead and give you guys some swatches. Their matte formulation is just super silky smooth. And it's like just a soft pastel vibe palette, but it's not like full out like pastel, if that makes sense. It's just, I just feel like it's really unique, which a lot of their palettes are really unique in my opinion. This is one of those shades that's got some beautiful sparkles in it. You can see the shine from that yellow. It's really pretty. It's one of my favorite shades in the palette. And then these next ones. And then these last three shades here. Here is a close-up of the swatches. This pink shade right here also has a bit of a duochrome to it that's really pretty. Let me get them all in there for you. Here are the shades up close. You can see that there was some really cute embossing in quite a few of the pans as well. I've kind of destroyed most of them, but you can still kind of see some of them. Just a really pretty palette there from Nomad. So that's the Fête de Provence Intense Color palette right there. Also from Nomad, in that same Fête de Provence collection, they came out with a new product, and this is the Fête de Provence Glacé Lip Gloss. So there are 4 shades, and the packaging has got some really cute detail on there. So that's what it looks like. And then inside you have got a little bee in there. I always enjoy the attention to detail that Nomad puts in their packaging and their products. They came out with 4 really shiny shades. There's a total of 0.14 ounces of product, and these are also, it says designed on location, sipping rosé in Provence, France, and then manufactured at Nomad Labs in China. So there are some just really pretty colors. It's got like this, that's what it is. I said like that blue gray color in the shadow palette. It's lavender gray, right? That's the shade, right? So it's got this kind of matte lavender gray top, but it's not a grippy type of a matte, so it's not like gonna get dirty or anything like that. Then there's the little bee on there, and it says Nomad. So these don't have a scent to them, and they do have a bit of tack to them, but it's not overly so. And they're really shiny glosses. Like, this shade right here just really speaks to me. So I may actually, no, I'll probably put on this one for you guys on camera so it kind of matches the lipstick that I have on. So let's do that one last. So this first one is the shade Le Fête, and it is just the prettiest like lavender based baby pink with a massive amount of sparkle in it. I live for that. I live for that on the eyes too. Look at this shine. It is so sparkly. So that one is Le Fête. And then this really pretty purple shade is called Lavande. And this one here looks like it would be scary, but it's got a bit of sheerness to it that on the lips it's easy to wear. So that one right there is Lavande. And then this next shade is the shade Rosé. And this one actually does come off quite bright in comparison to the lavender shade, which kind of shears out a little bit more. This one is quite a little bit more bright. You can see there's more pigmentation to it. So that one is Rosé. And then the last one is the shade, the print is quite tiny on here. I think it's Miel. But this one here is a nude peach with a bunch of sparkles in it. So I'll swatch it and then I'll also put it on my lips too. My eye is just naturally drawn to that really pretty pink one. But let me put this guy on so you can see it. And it's got a golden, it's got a golden shift to it. Super pretty. These almost feel like they almost feel like they got a bit of a hybrid with the oil. It feels a little bit more like a balminess to it, but it does have some tack to it, but it's not really sticky. It's like ultra shiny, right? So that is the shade Miel, M-I-E-L, right there. It's that last one. It looks more peachy in the tube, but the shift comes off quite golden. So those are the 4 shades of their new lip glosses, and I really like all 4 of them. Even this, like with just a kind of defined nude lip liner and then put that gloss on it, the sheen with a nice kind of sheer but brightish type of pink without being too much type of deal is kind of what vibe you'd get out of it. Really pretty, and they feel super nice on the lips too. So an absolute huge thank you to Nomad for sending over their latest collection. I am such a fan of the brand, and that is actually everything that I have for my haul today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I will see you guys later. Bye. I'm actually melting, like melting. It is so hot outside and it's humid, and that's my air conditioners. I have 2 of them going on, and I'm still melting.